Right now, on to the point. Northern California bracing for rain, snow, and wind.
A major storm system moving in tonight into tomorrow. How this may impact your weekend plans.
A Colusa County speaker calling out Governor Gavin Newsome over a recent visit.
This was done for optics. He wasn't here to truly learn about red counties.
Tonight, how the governor's office is responding. Plus, the Trump transition. Tonight, the concerns from California's leaders about federal dollars and fighting back. And later on the back roads, how one foothill town is celebrating Christmas with Cornish traditions.
Good evening. I hope you're having a great Friday. Thank you so much for joining us on To The Point. I'm Alex Bell. And you already know, tonight we are tracking a weather impact alert that could actually affect your weekend. Right now, chain controls are in effect along Highway 50. But let's take a live look at Highway 80 right now. Back-to-back, bumper-to-bumper traffic. You can see it right here. Again, this is Highway 80, a live look. Traffic just completely backed up. Of course, we will work to bring you some more information here. But again, these road conditions getting pretty dangerous. Again, you're looking at Highway 80 right here, back-to-back, bumper-to-bumper traffic. But I do want to get things over to meteorologist Carly Gomez, who is joining us tonight. She is tracking the timing of all the impacts that we're going to see, not only today, but into the weekend is right.
Definitely. And the biggest portion of the storm that you need to know about is the fact that we're going to get strong wind gusts. So wind advisory will be in effect until tomorrow afternoon. We're seeing peak wind gusts already up to about 30 miles per hour in the valley, up to 35+ mile per hour wind gusts up in the Sierra. Blowing snow happening for the Sierra now. We will get some blowing rain as we move into the early morning hours of your Saturday. And the impact for you, of course, with these strong gusts, it's going to be low visibility on the roadways. Make sure you are taking it nice and slow. But if you can wait to get out of your house until just after lunchtime, you're going to be better off. Everyone will be better. No accidents. Things can take it nice and slow. But again, 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts in the valley as well. We are going to see the potential for downed trees or power lines, as well as potential limbs affecting those power lines to create power outages. So your need tonight, make sure your devices are charged. If you wake up tomorrow morning with an outage, at least you will have some battery there to at least communicate. Make sure you're doing well. Winter storm warning is in effect until 10 p.m. on Saturday for blowing snow, low visibility, and as much as 1 to 3 feet of snowfall. And we're also seeing that wind advisory in effect, causing those wind gusts up to 55 miles per hour. Now, temperatures in the mid to upper 50s, but by Sunday, morning fog and afternoon sunshine. We'll talk more about what to expect next week coming up.
All right, thanks, Carly. And tonight, neighborhoods with large Christmas displays are preparing for those strong winds coming tomorrow. We caught up with residents in Rockland who were outside checking on their decorations. ABC 10's Roxanne Elias shares how they're preparing.
Alex, today what you're seeing is really the calm before the storm, and that's why residents told us they came out here and took the opportunity to make some last-minute adjustments to all their decorations. One well-known stop is Pebble Creek in Rockland, but this Saturday, rain and strong winds are expected to develop and last all day long. It's making it somewhat challenging to keep the decorations in place. Neighbors have concerns about the large wood structures and blowups they've seen tipped over in the yards, but they say they're using rebar to stake items and prepare for strong winds.
Well, I have them tacked down with stakes. Some of the ones with the wires, they have 4 to 6 inches that are stuck into the ground, so they usually don't go anywhere.
Residents say rain or shine, they're still expecting the crowds to be out here in full force all throughout the weekend, and that's really why they do all of this. Now, if you are wanting to come out here with better weather, it's better to come out here tonight, or our weather crews say the winds are expected to die down tomorrow evening. In Rockland, Roxanne Elias, ABC 10.
And due to the severe weather conditions expected tomorrow, the annual Santa Parade in Sacramento is canceled. The event was set to take place in downtown at 10 a.m. Organizers say that unfortunately the event will not be rescheduled. And our weather coverage does not stop here. You can get more weather on our ABC 10 Plus app. Just look for the extended forecast on the home screen. The app is free wherever you get your streaming services, such as Roku and Amazon Fire TV. Tonight, criticism of Governor Gavin Newsome coming from a rural county leader, saying his recent news conference in Colusa County was more about optics than about substance. ABC 10's Becca Habecker spoke with the person behind the complaint and has a spirited response from the governor's office tonight.
Since late November, in the wake of the presidential election, Governor Gavin Newsom has been visiting red counties, including Fresno, Kern, and this week, Colusa, as part of his California Jobs First tour.
And I want to thank all of the regional leaders.
On Tuesday, he spoke at a historic farm in Colusa County called Davis Ranches, where he discussed, among other things, investments in California's water supply strategy, including the $4 billion Sites Reservoir project, which state lawmakers have fast-tracked.
What could have taken quite literally and was intended by those that oppose the site at sites years and years took only months because of that streamlining. It worked.
But on Friday, Colusa County's administrative officer Wendy Tyler published this criticism, saying the governor's visit was organized without any meaningful engagement or collaboration, missing an important opportunity to have a true dialogue about the real issues affecting rural California voters.
This was done for optics. He wasn't here to truly learn about red counties. He was here to just simply tell us all the wonderful things in his assessment that he and the legislature have done on water and economic development. And quite frankly, we need more conversations on those topics, because even with what has been done, it's not enough.
She says she would have liked to help organize a roundtable with a wide cross-section of county stakeholders, but her office learned about the official time, date, and location of Newsom's event the evening before it happened. We asked Governor Newsom's office to respond to this criticism, and they did, calling it a non-story and sending us this photo, pointing out that Wendy Tyler's boss, Colusa County Supervisor Doris Kelfsbeck-Smith, was with the governor throughout the entire event and joined him for a private meeting before the news conference. The regional Jobs First plan at the heart of the event was a locally led effort that involved hundreds of community leaders in the area.
They didn't talk with us. They kind of talked at us.
She says the governor is welcome back for a substantive conversation anytime. Becca Habiger, ABC 10.
And we asked the Colusa County Administrative Officer why she chose to publish this criticism. She says many county offices were receiving phone calls from residents angry about Newsom's visit and message. She wanted to get the record straight and make clear that the Board of Supervisors had no part in organizing this event. California Congresswoman Nancy Pelosi has been hospitalized after she sustained an injury after falling during an engagement in Luxembourg. A source familiar with the situation tells ABC News Pelosi will likely require surgery for her hip. Pelosi was in Europe to mark the 80th anniversary of the Battle of the Bulge in World War II. Still ahead on To the Point, the California is preparing for its battle against the upcoming Trump administration, the measures it's planning to take. Plus, changes to how insurance is modeled in California, what this means for policy availability across the state. All right, let's get over to meteorologist Carly Gomez, because you are tracking this weather impact alert. Seeing some rain come into our area.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of a break today, and it's still happening right now for the valley, but the rain is on the way as we're going to expect to see some pretty impactful winds and then the rain arriving. What we're seeing is the winds picking up right now. We have a low to the north and a low just toward the southwest. Now, what's happening is there is an atmospheric river associated with these low pressure systems. This low is pulling up the rain right now to the Pacific Northwest and the northwest portion of our state. That low will come in right after, sweeping in. First gusts of wind coming in tonight. The second set come in by mid-morning tomorrow. What we're going to expect to see as we time this out is through tonight right now, what's happening is we're getting them out of the south. By 10 p.m., about 30, 35 mile per hour wind gusts. We're seeing strong winds in the Sierra up to 45, 50 mile per hour gusts as well, South Lake Tahoe. Then we start to see it pick up once again as we get closer to about noon. We're looking at areas of Stockton, Modesto, 45 to up to 50 mile per hour gusts, Placerville, Jackson. And we're going to continue to see that at least up until maybe 2:30, 3 p.m. for tomorrow. So it's not over. Even though the wind advisory ends, we're still going to see some of the strong gusts coming in, though, off of the southwest or west-southwest mostly as that second system is pushing through. Now let's talk about what we can expect moving on with the rain and snow. Tonight we're still seeing some of those flurries coming through the Sierra, and the rain has held up so far. But as we get past midnight, heavy downpours expected to move through, and you can see them in orange and yellow there that may even bring on some lightning strikes. So thunderstorm chances are still possible into the morning hours. Here's the next set of rain that's coming in, that next band that comes in at around 6 a.m. or so. Heavy at times for a lot of areas with heavy snow as well throughout the day. 9:30, some small pockets and breaks with more rain to the northwest. Finally, by 1 p.m., almost everything clears out of the valley, a little bit left in the foothills, but still some more snow in the Sierra. Things don't really come to a full end until we get closer to about 10 p.m. midnight for your Saturday. Now, Sunday is looking nice, but as we get to Monday, we have another storm system arriving, a much lighter one, but expected to bring us some rain as well. All right, let's talk rain totals. We'll see anywhere from a ½ inch to 1.5 inches of rain expected from Saturday's storm system. Snowfall totals anywhere from 1 to almost 3 feet of snow possible, especially at those higher points. We will see quite a bit of snow lingering for us and bring us more snow on Monday with that rainfall for the valley, snow in the Sierra, temperatures in the mid-50s to upper 40s on Monday. And next week, we're actually going to be pushing some nice temperatures, upper 50s, low 60s, the first day of winter, Saturday.
All right, thanks, Carly. And you can always stay up to date with the weather conditions wherever you are with our free ABC 10 Plus app. There you can find live radar, the latest storm news, and hourly forecasts that are tailored to your location. Next, on to the point, the Trump transition, how California is preparing to defend its progressive laws and how taxes could play a role. Plus, new home insurance regulations, how it could influence your rates. Turning now to the Trump transition, California has launched a preemptive strike against the incoming Trump administration. We've reported how the state legislature plans to set aside millions to defend progressive laws. But what about imposing other measures? Reporter Leanne Melendez explains some of the other things that we could see.
And it's not just rhetoric. It's not just threats.
Governor Newsome and most Democratic lawmakers are preparing to protect California's progressive policies in the courts, like they did during the first Trump administration.
California won 80% of those lawsuits. And so this is a man who has no issue violating the law. And we want to send a very clear message, not just to Donald Trump, but to the people of California, that we have people's backs here in California. Of course, we should and we will work with the president-elect on areas where we agree. And there's always going to be some agreement, and you shouldn't, it's not about fighting for the sake of fighting.
This time, lawmakers anticipate there will be more on the list of possible lawsuits.
It could be things like climate action, reproductive freedom, civil rights, immigrant families. But also one part of this that's important as well is protecting California taxpayers.
Protecting California taxpayers means ensuring that if Californians pay their share of taxes to the federal government, then President-elect Trump should not withhold any kind of federal disaster funds, as he threatened to do last October. On the flip side, one may argue that necessity is the mother of political innovation. New York State Senator Liz Krueger recently suggesting some liberal Northeast states could withhold billions of dollars in federal taxes if President-elect Trump goes through with his plans for mass deportations. California already gets back less in federal taxes than it pays. 2022 data reveals that California and 12 other states shown here received less in federal funds. That means California and the other wealthier states are subsidizing the rest of the states shown in blue. In fiscal 2022, California sent about $692 billion to the federal government and only got back around $620 billion in federal funds. That's about a $72 billion deficit. By comparison, that's about 3 times the state's $27 billion 2023-24 budget deficit. We've known about this disparity for some time because in 2003, then Republican Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger complained that the federal funding system was unfair and that he would fight for the money. He was quoted then as saying, "For each dollar that we pay, we only get 77 cents back. So there's a lot of money we can get from the federal government." But would California lawmakers today have the political will to intensify its pressure on the Trump administration?
I think if you're going to start to threaten the federal government with withholding, demanding that individuals withhold their federal tax payment, that isn't the rhetoric that actually works very well. And you don't actually really, I don't think, want to be in that battle.
John Perez was Speaker of the Assembly near the end of Schwarzenegger's administration and says there are ways to get more money for California.
One of the things that I think are going to be the most successful strategies at drawing down more federal money is actually keeping money here at home. How do we do that? We do that by working on a bipartisan basis to overturn the limits on deductibility of California state and local taxes.
Tax reforms passed last time President Trump was in office limited tax deductions to $10,000. He has indicated he may reverse those limits on things like that cap on your mortgage interest deduction. Voters have also indicated they want government to work for them. And as the national election showed us, here in California there was voter frustration over some of the state's progressive policies. That's one reason why Republicans gained ground in almost all counties in the state.
And I sat down with former Governor Jerry Brown this week, and we talked about everything from California's climate risks under a second Trump administration to getting tougher on crime and the current Newsome administration. You can stream my full interview with him on our free ABC 10 Plus app. Just look for Governor Brown on the home screen. New details tonight in our continuing coverage of the insurance crisis. Commissioner Ricardo Lara announced his enforcement of catastrophe modeling and rate-making regulation today. This is part of his sustainable insurance strategy to increase coverage across the state. Under the new rules, insurance companies will need to make coverage commitments in underserved areas in order to use the new modeling system to set rates. The commissioner says homeowners and businesses should see greater insurance availability as a result.
So this is a historic first for us, but we still, we're not counting our chickens yet. I think that by the mid next year, we're going to see really a much more competitive market. In the meantime, if consumers are having a difficult time finding insurance, contact our department.
As part of implementing the new regulation, Commissioner Lara also announced a newly created position that will oversee the process of examining catastrophe model integrity. To hear more from the commissioner on today's announcements, we have our full interview with him on our ABC 10 Plus app. Starting tomorrow, Farmers Insurance will increase the number of homeowners policies it will accept from new customers to 9,500 per month. The company says this will include policies for condos, renters, umbrella, landlords, and manufactured homes. New customers will be required to meet all underwriting guidelines to be considered for coverage. Next, on To the Point, a Cornish Christmas celebration where you can experience the holiday traditions inspired by the 1800s.
If you visit the Sierra foothills in December, you'll find a dazzling trail of lights leading you to downtown Grass Valley. And if you follow Paul Haas, the town crier, he'll give you a tour of the annual Cornish Christmas celebration. As you make your way down Main Street, you'll encounter a festive bazaar filled with local vendors, lively music, and even a walking Christmas tree who claims to be a little more popular than Santa Claus himself.
I'm more unusual.
I got you. Okay. I might tell Santa that, though.
That's okay.
Grass Valley's Cornish Christmas celebration is a long-standing tradition that dates back to the Gold Rush era.
Cornish Christmas has been taking place now. This is the 56th annual, but it goes all the way back to when the Cornish miners came to Nevada County to mine gold from the hard rock.
The Cornish people came from Cornwall, England, which had many underground tin mines. During the California Gold Rush, many Cornish people were enlisted to help dig mines and extract gold from underground gold veins near Grass Valley.
With that, they brought the Cornish Carol choirs, and those are what we're going to see, the Cornish carols, I should say.
The Cornish Carol is the highlight of the event. And for over 35 years, Eleanor Knitzer has been leading the choir on the steps of Union Square.
To us, it's a living history. They've been sung here in our street since 1878, every single solitary Christmas.
Carols are very important to Cornish miners. The music is rooted in Methodist hymns, which were passed down through generations and eventually reached Grass Valley. Eleanor says she's faced challenges keeping this tradition alive because the music was never written down on sheet music.
So when we started singing 35 years ago, we didn't have a lot of written music. They handed me a record and said, here's the music. So I had to copy it off of the record and give it out to the choir.
The Cornish people introduced new traditions and innovations to Grass Valley, including the iconic meat-filled Cornish pasty and the Cornish pump, essential for mining.
The Cornish pump is what goes around and actually de-waters the mine. Otherwise, the ground's full of water and we'd all be swimming under there.
Without Cornish miners, Grass Valley may have just been another gold rush ghost town, but thanks to their hard work in the mines and their welcoming culture, the town has grown to what it is today.
From Cornish Christmas in Grass Valley, I'm John Bartel. Hope to see you on the back road.
As always, thank you so much for watching and for inviting us into your home. If you have something that we should be looking into, make sure to reach out to me and the team. And To the Point does not end here. To watch stories featured on our show, download our free ABC 10 Plus app wherever you stream. Have a good night and a safe weekend. Hey, it's Alex. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. The To the Point team and I love hearing from you, and I hope that you'll stay in touch. And don't forget, you can always email me and the team at tothepoint@abc10.com, or you can even send us a text message at 916-321-3310.
Thanks for watching ABC 10 Plus. And now that you're here, why don't we take a look around and see what else is here? The very first tile on your left is always going to be streaming 24/7. You can find us adjacent to that, breaking news if it's there. And then right next to that, a replay of the most recent newscast. Whether it's ABC 10 Morning News at 5, 6, or beyond, it's going to be there. The forecast beyond that, and then right beyond that, the news that matters the most. Now that you know the basic tiles, let's go up to the top and take a deeper dive into news. We have every single newscast that you would need, including To the Point with Alex Bell, taking a deeper dive into the issues. Beyond that, ABC 10 Morning News at 5 and 6 and 11, the evening shows as well. Below that, you can watch the top stories from To the Point. Under that, Dollars and Cents, where you can learn how to navigate this challenging economy. And below that, you can watch our award-winning ABC 10 Special Investigations, where we hold the powerful accountable. Going into weather, look, it's the 10-day forecast, getting you ready for the weekend and beyond. Beyond that, sports. I know you care about the Sacramento Kings. We have the most comprehensive guide to anything, everything Kings in the locker room and on the court. We have it. Below that, I know you care about the San Francisco 49ers. We can't mention Bay Sports without talking about the Oakland A's. We have that too. What's super exciting, I know you care about high school sports. You'll never find a more comprehensive guide and team dedicated to high school sports. Backing out again, come up to the top and join me on Verify. I'm super excited about this. Our experts are checking the facts, verifying the truth for you. Jump up now to shows. Very excited about this. Oh, look. It's Take a Look. This is my show. I love movies, and if you love movies or streaming shows, whether it's on screens this big, or this big, it's Take a Look. Recently went behind the scenes, sat down with Lady Gaga and Joaquin Phoenix to talk about Joker 2. I love the movie, and oh, I just heard you shout you hate the movie. Jump in, we talk about it on this show. Other shows, Bartel's Backroads, go up and down the state of California, tank of gas getaways, one fuel cell getaway, like places like the Toy Museum. This is what kids did before they had screens. Over here, the Moaning Caverns of Calaveras County, one of the most coveted caves in all of California. You know, watching this show, I discovered there's a cave that could fit the entire Statue of Liberty in your own backyard. You'll find about that and more with Bartel's Backroads. Down below that, To the Point. It is one of my favorite newscasts because they talk about news with Alex Bell the way you talk about news. It's conversational, but in-depth at the same time. Below that, Your California Life. Love this show. Whether it's entertainment, food, beverage, lifestyle, it's there. Desiree Shepherd hosts and does an amazing job. So there you have it. It's ABC 10 Plus, the app. What do you need? We heard you and we got it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for streaming.